Okay, let me just catch my breath. This is amazing. Gift of legacy. You know, guys, I always love to say that there's power in a name. You know, gifting is something that we've been doing forever. You know, we just come from Christmas and New Year. I'm sure most of you received so many gifts. And then also in the community, you guys have been receiving gifts, you know, almost every single day, some of you every day. When I look at that word legacy, I think of each and every one of us, even each and every one of us on this call. You know, we want to leave a legacy for our family, and we always tie that to money, not all the time, but most of the time. But yeah, gift of legacy, yes, we do tie that to money because it's generational. We want to leave it for our kids, but we also say that legacy to us means to love, live, give, and inspire. So when you leave this call, I hope that you will feel loved. I hope that we give you something to look forward to, something to live forward to. And we want you to know that whether you join or not, we hope that you can be inspired by what we share tonight. We hope and we pray that everything we share with you tonight takes you from a place of hopelessness to being hopeful again. Now, we are a gifting activity creating abundance. Now, if you are on this call, it is guaranteed that you were invited by someone that cares about you, someone that knows the situation you're in maybe, but someone that wants to take you from where you are and move you to greater heights, you know, take you to increase. So that person that invited you on this call, I can guarantee they love you. So let's go through a bit of an introduction. Okay. Now, gift of legacy and what we like to say, or what we like to call GL, is a gifting activity with an incredible algorithm built in so that everyone can ride the boards of abundance. I'm sure you're asking now, what are these boards of abundance? But we will go, I think Angela will show you what those boards are and what it means to ride on those boards of abundance. You learn all about a well-kept secret, but I don't think it's a secret anymore. I mean, we traveled to Cape Town, we were in Joburg and Durban. Everybody knows about gift of legacy. I went to cut my hair in Cape Town, and I was speaking to the barber, and he said, no, I've heard of gift of legacy. And he showed me that someone had sent him our 7-minute clip. So it's definitely no longer a well-kept secret. Okay. So I hope you're ready. So let's move along on this journey. Man, this is an amazing book. It's a book that I own. It's a book that I read. And I will advise each and every one of you to get your hands on this book. Now, this is just what stood out for me in this book and stood out for most of us in this book. Okay. A new economic paradigm is arising out of the breakdown of the top-down economic model that accrues vast wealth to the 1% of humanity while billions of people struggle to live. And I'm sure we've all seen this, not only in South Africa or Africa, but worldwide, especially the past 2.5 years. Socially responsible investing is highly profitable. We are growing beyond the current monetary structure. New forms of complementary currencies are emerging. I'm sure we all know, that everybody is getting involved in cryptocurrencies and, the buzzword Bitcoin and all these other cryptocurrencies out there. Ask yourself, why? Am I going to sit on the sidelines, or am I going to get involved? Sharing, caring, and gift economies are self-sufficient community living and arising as people join together to survive and thrive rather than competing to win. Yeah, we don't compete to win. When I look at you, when you look at me, we are here to lend each other a hand. When I look at Angela, if there's anything that troubles her, if she's feeling down, I will assist her with that. Candace and I were sitting around a table and we were getting phone calls, and there were certain phone calls that, we just couldn't take at the time. And, Candace would say, hey, let me sort that out for you. Or Angela will say, let me sort that out for you because I know you got other stuff to do. So that is the community that we are building here. Okay. So Irvin Laszlo said this at a cultural forum in China in 2014. Either we will join together for an ecological civilization in the next few years, or we will become extinct. And I'm sure we do not want to become extinct. So let's lock hands and join together and help each other on this journey, on every single journey that we're going through. Just a little disclaimer. This presentation is for information sharing only and is not construed as financial advice. Neither any presenters, okay, myself, Angela, nor Gift of Legacy, anyone in Gift of Legacy are financial advisors or tax advisors, okay? The information given is only intended to give examples of what a participant may expect. Now, who's it for? I believe it's for each and every one on this planet. Why? Because majority of us, almost all of us, believe in sowing and reaping. It's not just a biblical principle, but it's a principle of nature. Every single thing you do is sowing and reaping. You know, most of us believe in give and you shall receive, you know, and doesn't it excite you to, you know, bless someone that you don't even know? And this is the one I love. Take control of your life. You know, when you have control over your life, you get to do what you want to do. You get to help everyone. You aren't controlled. You have control over your life. So you control who you help, who you give, and that's a place we all would love to be, okay? Someone said to me, if you want to succeed, help someone else succeed. Maybe you enjoy helping others succeed in your life. And the people that I've met over the past 2 weeks and while we were in Cape Town, everyone I spoke to always said that they want to succeed, but they also want to help someone else succeed. And I think that's what the pandemic over the past 2.5 years has taught us, that we need to come together. Now, if you answered yes to any of the above, we're ready to get started. A global gifting activity. Now, what is it? A perpetual gifting economy, and I mentioned this, uplifting communities and yourself, creating abundance and self-development together. Maybe you ask, but why self-development? Because we believe that breakthrough is a door that can only be opened from the inside. So you focus on the inside, whether it is with reading or courses, and that is something that you will find. Or you'll notice that in Gift of Legacy, there are people that are life coaches, some are doctors, some are lawyers, some are plumbers. We are a community that focus on self-development, personal development for all walks of life. Sacred economics. Financial gifting has been used around the world for centuries and successfully for over 700,000 participants in Gift of Legacy's precursor platform since 2009. In Africa, the Ubuntu culture. Communities helping each other. You heard me mention this over and over, helping each other. It traces back to the history of money from ancient gifting economies. That's 100% legal and off the mainstream system for decades. It has blessed millions. Now, sharing of wealth into the hands of many. I like to say sharing of wealth into the hands of as many that want to join this community. Millions of dollars get shared globally among people annually, monthly, weekly, and even daily, giving hope, education, and blessing people into abundance globally. Decentralized. Now, remember, there's no company, no institution, no broker or trader. It's just an interactive website managing the movements of the boards in the gifting community. I like to say that the website that I mentioned is just a bridge between a gifter and a legend, or a gifter and a receiver, between myself and Angela. All you need is a computer, smartphone, internet connection. WhatsApp and Telegram is essential because that's how we communicate. You've heard me mention this over and over, helping each other, peer-to-peer or person-to-person. Gifts get paid directly to you in your account. No third party controlling any money, no tokens on a platform, 100% risk-free. Perpetual. You're going to hear this word a lot in this presentation. It means ongoing, non-stop, and there's that word I love, passive. Perpetual gifting and receiving over and over and over for generations to come. Remember, we're building a legacy to live, love, give, and inspire. Gift of Legacy is more than just a gifting activity. We help each other grow and succeed while supporting each other and uplifting one another. It's all about going out there and helping as many people as you can. We give from the heart, we share the love, and yes, it's Valentine's month, but we share the love every day, every week, and every month. You get to guide your team, you get to become a legend, and build a legacy. We are a community with the same goal. And just like I mentioned in the beginning, what's the goal? We want to change lives for the better together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I can attest to that when Reagan says he wants to change lives and we're doing that together. Do you know that, as I'm going to share this with you now, you'll see that in Gift of Legacy, other than gifting $100 to become part of our community, you are required to bring a minimum of 2 people. Now, some people will look at that and say, oh, this work, I've got to find 2 people. And then there are others that once you get to understand this beautiful gift that we've been given, want to share this with as many people as possible. And Reags and his gorgeous wife, Felissa, are people that do that. They have a commitment to call 2 people each every single day. And I can attest to you, having spent a lot of time with them, that they're always on the phone trying to help someone, share this with someone. No matter where we go, you'll find Reags speaking to someone, whether that be a musician playing in a market or the Uber driver, once we're all waiting inside and he's, Petra as well, stops and first speaks to the Uber driver. So this really has become a lifestyle for us. And I'm going to share with you the nuts and bolts of how it works, the mechanics, because thank you, Reags, for expanding on the ethos of who we are and the why we do what we do. But we all know that it's super difficult to help other people if you can't help yourself first. Much like when we're on an airplane, which I've just done with Reags, and he reminded me how close the ground was. And we spoke about the oxygen mask falling from the ceiling. When that happens, you need to put your own mask on first before you can help other people around you. So this is an opportunity for you to help yourself first, and so that you can give and share once your cup is filled up. So some of what we will share, if you have a mind like mine, we'll look at this and say, this is too good to be true, because it's really simple. But we are masters as humans. We have mastered the art of complicating something that's simple, because our brain kind of goes into that space of where's the catch? Where's the catch? I'm really here to tell you, I'm not here to convince you, but I'm here to tell you there is no catch. There is a way to do Gift of Legacy where every single person can succeed. And how you start that is by gifting $100 to another person in Gift of Legacy. It's the one and only time you will ever take money out of your own pocket, because as I show you and unpack the boards a little bit, you will see how once you receive gifts from other people in the community, you can use a portion of those gifts to advance yourself and to re-enter. But I'm going to unpack that a little bit more. Really, the game changer in Gift of Legacy is the fact that it is 100% peer-to-peer, and that gifts are given directly to each other. Now, I know those of you who may know about gifting communities will kind of often be asking, okay, who do I pay my money to, and when does this get paid out to us? There's none of that in Gift of Legacy. There's not a payday. There's not a middleman, as Reeks was saying. This isn't a company. There is an algorithm that basically manages our gifting globally. So when you join on a board, which I'm going to show you in a moment, the algorithm will tell you who the legend is on the board that you need to gift. And if it's, in this case, Reeks, I would get hold of him and say, hi, Reeks, my name is Angela. I am a gifter on your bronze board, your $100 board. And where can I send your gift? And he will come back to you himself in person and say, that's amazing. Welcome to Gift of Legacy. So exciting to have you here. Do you have airtime, Wise, PayPal, World Remit, Revolut, bank transfer, crypto, whatever it might be? You and the legend will decide what is the best option for the legend to receive and, what you've got available. And you will gift one another. The legend may say, can you please send it to this animal shelter? Can you send it to my grandmother? It doesn't matter, because you are gifting another human being like you would at Christmas, birthdays, and your gift is $100. And that gets you to be part of our incredible community. No middleman, no third party involved ever. No commissions paid out for a platform fee, and no surprise costs along the way. Everything we share with you now is as transparent as it's going to be all the way along. So I'm going to show you. You can focus on the orange dot as we move through the boards, how you join the board, and you're going to gift your legend. I'm going to explain a little bit about sharing Gift of Legacy with like-minded people. We'll see the 4 boards, $100, $400, $1,600, and the $5,000 board, and your role as a gifter, builder, guide to legend on the boards. And on your journey through the boards, how you will receive on your first time through the boards, gifts totaling $42,700. And I can already feel your minds, those of you who are like me, going, oh, okay, this is something that sounds too good to be true. Well, it's about to get better, because on your perpetual journey after that, once you've gone through your first cycle, you're going to receive gifts totaling $49,700 over and over and over again. One thing, we all get the exact same amount. We all receive the exact same amount. No one's getting more than anyone else. No special favors, no special commissions. This is a mathematical certainty. If you gift $100, bring a minimum of 2 people, work together to help them bring their people and duplicate that, and work together on the boards, that is a mathematical certainty. So get ready for the ride of your life. I can attest to it truly being the most magnificent ride. So I'm going to take you through the 4 boards. I'm going to unpack the bronze board a little bit in detail, and then I'll scoot through the others. They all work exactly the same. So let's have a look. All right. On your first board, as we said, you enter with $100. You're going to exit with $800. Why? Because these 8 gifters are joining your board, and they're each gifting the legend $100. Let's have a look at what that looks like. So a board looks something like this. We've gotten fancy, and they're full of beautiful color now. And our back office or personal profile. What are we calling it now, Reeks? Our back end. Not our back end. We're not calling it that. But your profile, your own personal profile, is beautiful and colorful, but it all works exactly the same. So when you join a bronze board, there you are. We'll show you as the orange dot, and your builder hopefully has invited you, and you've landed in the gifter position on the board, and you're going to gift the legend on the board, not the builder, not the guide, nobody else on the board. You gift the legend on the board $100. You have 24 to 48 hours to get hold of the legend, to arrange the gifting so that we can keep these boards flowing. Then what happens is, the other builders will invite their 2 people, and so the board will fill up. And once there are 8 gifters on the board, the legend will confirm the last gift that they've received, and the board will spin off, and you will move up to the builder position. So now you've done the gifting, and what we recommend is taking the time while you're a gifter just to get to understand Gift of Legacy a little bit more, understand what your roles are, and just find your way around and start thinking about who you would like to journey with. Now, when you get to the builder position, this is where you want to start inviting your invitees. So in this position. Hopefully you have two. Best practices, you have two, and you can pop them right in. But this is not MLM. So it might be that you add one person and then someone else on the board adds someone, and it goes, underneath you. So the boards will fill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's how they will fill. So if you want to have your people directly under you, make sure that when you get to builder, you pop them both in right away, and then you will have them right beneath you. So it is what you're doing. You're building. And this is the only time you are required to have two invitees. As you advance to the bigger boards, or you enter into the perpetual cycle, which I'm going to explain now, you don't need to bring more people. Of course, who would want to hide this or keep it a secret when it really can change lives? But this is the only time you are required to bring two people. Once all the other builders have done the same thing, and all 8 gifters are in again, the legend is going to confirm the last gift, and the board will spin again, and that will take you into the guide position. Now, this is a super exciting place to be. I'm actually in a guide position on a couple of my boards now. And you feel like someone at the starting line, because you're like, woohoo, one more spin, and you're the legend, and you're in the receiving position. Look how quickly that is. You've just joined. You just joined now as a gifter. That board spun once, you built, you did the work that you needed to do. Now it's spun again, you're in the guide position. And now you're going to help those builders to bring their 2 invitees. Take note, I'm not using words like recruit. We don't recruit in Gift of Legacy. We invite people to come and join us on this beautiful journey. So make sure that for those of us who are on the call that have been in here for a while, that we are using the right language so that people understand that this is a gifting activity and it's not any of the other things that pop up. So in the guide position, you're going to help the builders to bring in their gifters. You're going to help the legend to work on this board. This bronze board is the place that you build community. It's where you get to know the new people that are joining the board. It's where you're building relationships. You're getting to understand everything. You're coming to training. And once all of 8 gifters are in on this board for the 3rd time, the legend's going to confirm the gift, spin the board, and woohoo, you are in the hot seat. You are now the legend, and this is where you get to receive. You've gifted, you've built, you've helped by guiding, and now it's your turn to enjoy the gifts that you receive. You then will start receiving gifts from the 8 gifters that come, the 8 new gifters that are coming onto the board. And once you confirm that last gift, this board is going to spin off. You will have received $800. Remember, you just brought in 100. You're receiving 800. But now let's have a look at what you do with your gifts the first time through on the boards. So you received 800, and what you want to do is hold back 400, keeping in mind this is only the first time through the boards. You're going to keep back 400 and use those gifts to advance yourself to the $400 board. But here's a really important part. You need to also keep 100 to enter a perpetual cycle. Once you move into that perpetual cycle, you will never again have to use $400 of your gifts. It's only the first time to advance yourself. Once you're on the 100 and the 400 board, you're only going to use $100 to re-enter every time. So first time round, you're going to keep $300 in your pocket. But once you enter that perpetual cycle, every time you go to the gifter position again, and go through builder, through guide, into legend, you're going to keep $700 of your gifts, because now you are just cycling. And that is what, for those of you who are new, you may, and you haven't been on training, you will have heard how Reagan and Chris met with the FCSA a little while ago. As they do, they investigate all, anything where they see people are potentially, making money or trying to make money off of other people. And they shared this presentation with them. And, one of the reasons they said that this is not a pyramid is for this very reason, because no one stays at the top. And there's only 15 people on a board before you get to legend. There's a whole bunch of reasons for that. But this is the beauty of this. You start as a gifter, 3 spins, you're a legend. But what happens after that? You go back into a gifter position again, and you do the same cycle over and over again. I don't know many CEOs in a company who will get to the top, get that big salary, and then come back down and go to the starting position again. So it's really beautiful, this perpetual cycle, and this is what makes it passive, and you are able to will this once you pass to your family, loved ones, or wherever you choose to do that. So that's how the perpetual cycle works. Let's have a look at that silver board now, because now it starts getting super exciting. You've used $400 of your gifts to enter the silver board. And when you exit the silver board, you're going to exit this time with $3,200. Why? Because this time, each gifter that is landing on your silver board is gifting you $400. So as we move through, just know every time, whatever you've gifted in is times 8. That's what you receive out. Same thing on your first time round. You receive $3,200 in gifts. You hold back this time $1,600 to enter the gold board. And again, in order to go into that beautiful perpetual passive cycle, you're going to use $400 of your gifts, just one gift to re-enter every time. And on your first round, you will keep $1,200 in your pocket. Once you move into the perpetual cycle, however, and you don't have to advance yourself, you will always keep $2,800 every single time. It's super, super lovely to be on the perpetual cycle. So gold board, you enter with $1,600 this time. Again, you're not bringing more people. You're using the gifts that you received. So just as a reminder, you only brought $100. You have invited 2 people, or you wouldn't be able to get to this board. And once you are legend on this board, you've moved through gifter, builder, guide, and you're in legend, you will receive $12,800. That makes a difference in your pocket in no matter what currency you're in. Thank goodness we're working with the US dollars. South Africans, we are having a ball when it comes to the exchange rate. Not so much fun for the rand, but very much fun for us who are receiving dollars. So you receive $12,800. And this is, again, it's the first cycle through. So you're going to keep $5,000 back to enter the platinum board. Now, this is our last board. So this will be the last time you will have to advance yourself. So you use $5,000 of your gifts to do that. And again, you hold one of your gifts to enter the perpetual passive ongoing cycle. So on your first round through the gold board, you're going to keep $6,200 in your pocket. But every time after that, you will keep $11,200, because why? You don't need to advance yourself. And then we get to the platinum board, which a whole bunch of people are already on in the community that are on this call. And I can tell you that they are smiling. They've got rich people problems, like, where do I put this money? You know, I want to pay my taxes, but how do I transfer it? Like, I'm looking forward to having rich people problems like this, you know, where you have to try and figure out with your gifter how you get the gifts to you and pay the least amount of transfer fees and all of that. So when you land on the platinum board, you arrive there, you've entered with $5,000. And as a legend, you exit with $40,000. Take out your phone calculator, work that out into your exchange rate, and you will see, while we have these grins that actually end up hurting on our faces. This is really, really simple to do. You're gifting $100. You're inviting 2 people, and you're working with the people in the community around you to get yourself to this position. It's a simple recipe. So on this platinum board, because there's nowhere else to go, it's kind of perpetual in nature. You will always just use 5,000 to re-enter, and you always keep $35,000 in your pocket. How does it get better than that? So let's do a little, there you can see this automated 35,000 to remind us that this is perpetual, ongoing, over and over and over again. So as a recap, if you've brought your $100 and you've got 2 like-minded people on your first journey through the boards, you're going to receive $42,700. That is excluding the gifts that you will use to advance yourself and to re-enter into perpetual. Once you have gone through your first cycle and you're only in the perpetual cycle, your gifts through all 4 boards equal $49,700. That's almost $50,000. That is like, what was it, a 501% return on your first gift? Something insane like that. It's very exciting. Reeks, will you take us through these guidelines, please?
Thank you so much for that, Ange. But, with everything, I'm going to bring you all back to earth for a while. I know Angela had you floating on the clouds there with all those numbers, but we do know that there's no secret to success. There's a system to success with every single thing you do out there. Okay, so let's have a look at this system or these guidelines. Okay, in order for you to advance from the bronze board that Angela just shared with us and the rest of the boards, you're required to invite two people to join you on this journey, okay? If you do not follow these guidelines, you'll not be able to advance to the next board, which is the silver board, your $400 board. You will also not have access to the bronze perpetual board. I love to call the perpetual boards the journey to your passive income. Passive income, passive residual income, where you can, sit on the beach and your perpetual boards are moving because all the work that you did on your first bronze board when you joined, now that work is starting to pay off, okay? Now, to activate your perpetual board, you need to follow the guidelines or the system, as I said, that apply to the first cycle. Okay, when you become the legend on the board and the 8 gifters have been confirmed by you, you will then be able to access your perpetual board. You start to have access to that journey I just mentioned about. Okay, this allows you to become a gifter again on a board with the same value as the one you just finished. So you will always be a gifter, builder, guide, legend. Gifter, builder, guide, legend. That is your journey when you join, and that is the journey when you are on your perpetual board. Okay, this cycle can be repeated perpetually. Now remember, you do not require more people once you advance. Okay, and the only money, think about this, the only money you ever took out of your pocket was your unconditional gift of $100 to the legend on your board. Now you're probably asking, Reegs, Ange, why Gift of Legacy? What makes Gift of Legacy unique? Now, it's user-friendly, okay? You'll have a unique personal profile. Angela mentioned that as well, which is informative and easy to use. And everything you need to succeed will be at your fingertips. Besides being at your fingertips, there are tools that Candace, Chris, and the rest of the leaders have created. Training tools, training material. Talk about user-friendly. There's a fail-safe system. Gift of Legacy has various methods in its algorithm that keeps the boards moving. Now, yes, we have systems, but you got to play your part. Remember I said there is a system to success. We have a system that we will help you with, but you also got to do what's required of you. Now, there's an innovative algorithm, and that's the system that we use to help each and every one in Gift of Legacy. This groundbreaking algorithm takes care of the new participants while rewarding the existing participants. Now, the person who invited you on this call, they're in Gift of Legacy. Maybe they have moved on the boards, maybe not just yet, but the person that invited them probably has. So you can sit with them and they can explain their journey to you. And that would make sense where we mentioned there, it takes care of the new participants while rewarding the existing participants. Cross-pollination, this is something we love, something we're excited for because we get to give people all over the world and they get to gift us in South Africa. So all perpetual boards activate in a global pool with the entire GL community, because we are a global community, right? So please be kind to one another. Have patience and understanding for cultural differences and methods of communication. I love to say the first board, is where you start to learn about yourself. You start to learn how to communicate with people from all over the world. For me, the most important board is your first board, because that sets everything for the rest of your journey. It sets the pace, You're making friends on your journey. Now, remember, you're not limited to 2 invitees. Each profile must have a minimum of 2 invitees in order to progress through the boards, although There's no limit to the amounts of people you can invite. Yes, I do share it with 2 people every single day, And that is what I do for me, because that is my way of giving back. I can't keep quiet about this. I have to share it every single day. Okay, the fast track system, this is groundbreaking as well. Okay, GL has multiple strategies to assist you to move ahead faster should you wish. The algorithm, as I mentioned, there's another strategy, the fast track strategy. Now, this is explained in depth on a training video that was done by Chris and Cans. Okay, the support bot. At the moment, we have human support bots. How amazing is that, that the community comes together and says, hey, listen, we want to help. What can we do? Oh, all right, no problem. Let's help our community. Boom, put them in a system. They start working together. They create questions and answers, and they communicate with our community. So be kind to them. Okay, be kind to them because they are one of us. Okay, so anyway, the support bot will be available in your profile. And whenever you need any questions answered, you just go to that bot. Boom, you will get an answer. Yes, it may take some time, but just be kind. Now, that fast track system I mentioned, I'll run through it quickly, but there's an in-depth video, as I mentioned. Okay. The 400 silver board. Silver unlocks when you have 4 confirmed invitees on your profile. Gold unlocks when you have 6 confirmed invitees on your profile, and platinum unlocks when you have 8 confirmed invitees on your profile. The fast track system. So this is a reminder, and an important reminder. Share Gift of Legacy with like-minded and like-hearted people only, people that understand the community that we are building, a community of love, a community to help each other. Okay, no filling of spaces. Don't just, you look on your board and maybe there's 1 or 2 spaces and you decide, you know what, I'm just going to put someone there. Don't do that, because I'll tell you, what you sow, you reap, and it's going to come back and it's going to bite you. Okay. And you'll also prevent your boards from moving. Maybe not this board, but the board that you advance to. Okay. Bring magic builders, not space fillers. I always say, I like to bring people that are motivated to move ahead in life. Okay. Do not present Gift of Legacy. Bring people to the Zooms and let the presenters do it for you. We are here to help you. Okay, and that's one of the ways we can do it. Come to at least 3 Zooms a week, same message with different presenters, different angles. Follow the AIDA system step by step. This is something that's been put in place to help you. Look at all these tools, focus on them. Okay, come to all the trainings. Look at the old recordings. Okay. This is important. I can take you to any gym, anywhere in the world, Cape Town, the US, and has equipment that's worth millions of dollars. But I cannot guarantee that you're going to look like a bodybuilder. I cannot guarantee that you're going to be slim and trim. Okay. The same thing here. It's important to understand there are no guarantees. Success or failure of any participant will depend on your willingness to help others and follow the ethical principles of GL. It remains an individual participant's responsibility to ensure compliance with tech laws in your country. Gift of Legacy is a decentralized platform with no third-party affiliation, ownership, or partnership. If you're joining Gift of Legacy via a third party or part of a package, you do so at your own risk. We do not agree with that, but you do so at your own risk. Gift of Legacy is 100% peer-to-peer. No funds are ever paid to any platform, not this platform, any platform. All gifts are always given to Gift of Legacy participants and only gifted when landing on a Legends board. Okay, we have Zoom links and Zoom calls just like this one. The main English global Zoom is, at 8 o'clock GMT every single day, Monday to Friday. Afrikaans Zooms we have Monday and Thursday at 1800. Saturday training, that is the most important training that you need to attend. Saturday training. I love the Zooms every week, but for me, it makes no sense being on the weekly Zooms and you're not on the training. Trained beats untrained all the time. Spanish on Wednesday, Spanish Wednesdays, GMT +2, I see it's 2100. And yeah, so we just want to say, we have all these Zooms and all these tools just for you. we just want to say thank you. Thank you for joining us. Okay. You know, you could have been anywhere, but you chose to spend time with us. And if you'd like to know more, please contact the person who invited you. And yeah, so tonight, and we have an amazing testimonial.
Yay. For those of you who haven't joined the testimonial group yet, make sure you go and join the Gift of Legacy testimonial group so that you can get to hear the stories, and we will bring those stories to life here. So Reeds, I know you have got a guest.
Yeah, I'm trying to find Tina. There you go. I just asked Tina to unmute. Tina Marie.
There we go. Hi, Tina Marie.
Hello. Hi.
Spotlight you.
Yeah.
There we go.
Tina Marie.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly. So guys, Tina Marie has an amazing testimonial tonight. I know we went a bit slow tonight, but Tina Marie, the floor is all yours. And yeah, take it away.
Thank you. Well, I don't know if it's that amazing, but yeah, let's see. Okay, Reagan, thank you first of all for inviting me. I love to serve people and I love to inspire others. So I could talk for hours, but I know I don't have a lot of time. So I promise I'll keep this short. The first thing that I just want to mention is that I know that a lot of people on the Zoom call from different backgrounds and different religions. So just want to make sure that everyone knows I'm not here to preach and I'm not trying to win someone for my religion. I'm just sharing my heart. But to share my heart, I also need to talk out of a place where I share about my relationship with God. So Krista Possible invited me to the first Zoom call last year when we were still in the precursor program, and I understood the concept and everything makes sense to me. But at that stage of my life, I was really going through a difficult time, and I just wasn't ready for it. So I've put Krista on hold for a bit, and I needed to sort out my life first. Krista and I have met a few years back. We were part of a network marketing company, and I come from a sales background, but I also had a company in Pretoria. We had a shooting range and a firearm training center. But even when I started this company, I also still remained involved in network marketing because I just loved the product. I loved what I sold, and I love to help people. I love to help people become the better versions of themselves. So I kept the network marketing business in the background, but it sort of faded away as I became busier and busier with my own company. So my husband at that time and I had the firearm training center. It was going very well. And we were at a stage where we wanted to immigrate to Canada. Everything was basically ready. Everything was approved. Everything was basically finalized. We just needed to finalize the dates that we can book our flights. And then we were off to Canada to immigrate. The company would have carried on in Pretoria. There were big plans, and we were just waiting for the dates. But then all of a sudden he dropped this bomb at me and he said to me, I want to divorce you. So everything, all the dreams of Canada, the company, all the plans that we had, everything just gone in a blink of an eye. And not only that, I didn't just lose my marriage, I also lost the income because now I wasn't part of the company anymore. Although I had my shares, there were other things that we had to deal with at that time. So I had to just stop for a moment and look back and reflect over my life and decide what I was going to do. So after I had some time to reflect and just also realized that because I was always putting all my hours into my company, always having, no time for myself, no time for family, no time for friends. I realized that I haven't even had time for my network marketing, and now I've also lost another business that I could have actually used to generate income. So with the divorce, I had to agree to sell my shares of the company back to him, which would have been nice if it wasn't a lump sum, but that didn't happen. So I really didn't have any income anymore, and I needed to make a plan. So I just had to pick up the pieces that were scattered all over the place and move on. And that was also the time that Krista contacted me about Gift of Legacy, and she invited me to the Zoom calls. But I've put her on hold for a few weeks. I said to her, Krista, I'm just going through this thing. I just need to sort out my life and need to know what I'm going to do. So I've spoken to my children, who's basically grown up 20, almost 21 and 23 years old, and decided to pack up and come back to Cape Town. And they supported me in the decision. So we had to sell my daughter's car, unfortunately, otherwise we couldn't do it. We had to pay for, furniture to be moved and everything. So and everything happened very, very quickly. So we packed up everything. The three of us, 2 dogs and 2 cats, decided we're going to Cape Town, and we got in the car, drove all the way to Cape Town, and just started all over. And I must say, I think we landed in Cape Town on the coldest day of the winter. It was so cold. My furniture wasn't here yet, and my dad organized mattresses because we couldn't even sleep at the family's house because we had all the pets with us, and so we had to sleep on the floor that night. And it wasn't easy, but I knew I had to focus on my future. And I was almost 50 years old. I lost almost everything that I had, and I had to start over. So I knew this was a challenge, and I also knew that I would overcome this challenge, being focused on my relationship with God. And I also know that in the past, he always came through for me, and I've really overcame a lot of other challenges. So I know I would overcome it, but it just kept on. I had to pray. I had to just keep on praying, and I had to believe, and I have to basically work towards something that I didn't even know what I was working towards too. But I prayed for the right opportunities to come my way. And I also wanted to not miss my opportunities being focused on the wrong things. So when Krista invited me, I watched a few Zoom calls, and I truly wanted to join this community. But I just wanted to know from God that this was the right thing to do. And I was still unsure about that. And I needed to know that it wasn't something that was taking my mind and my focus off where I needed to be. And I just decided that I'm going to join another Zoom. And that evening, Reagan and Chris were presenting. And it was the first time that I saw Reagan, and his story just gripped me. It was absolutely amazing. And when Reagan started quoting the Bible verses, and while he was telling his story that evening, I could immediately see that he had a relationship with Christ, and I knew then that God has answered my prayers, and this was my confirmation that I needed to join this community. And then I did. I phoned Krista, and I said to her, Krista, I'm in, I'm joining you. And ever since then, I've just started dreaming again. I've always been someone to say that you need to dream big, and your dreams need to be so big that you actually scare yourself. And I've always been dreaming scary dreams. And for a minute there, I just wanted to give up on my scary dreams. But I just, through the amazing grace of God and through Gift of Legacy, I got all my scary dreams back. And now I can actually work towards fulfilling all of them, and not only for me, but for my friends and my family, everyone in my community, and everyone that I meet every day. And that to me is just absolutely an amazing feeling to be able to share that with everyone. And I've also realized, after being so committed to my own company and being like a workaholic all the time, that I realized that I needed more time to fulfill my purpose of serving. And I cannot do that with a 9-to-5 job. And that's where Gift of Legacy for me is working, because I'm serving, I'm helping others, and I'm helping others to reach their goals. And in the process, I'm always also receiving back. I'm not just giving, but I'm also receiving. And I think the most rewarding of all is that I see my family, I see friends that I've invited that joined, people that were ready to give up, people that had so much financial issues and issues in their lives, and now they actually flourish, not only in their finances, but in all different areas of their lives. So yes, so very short and sweet, but that's my testimony.
Thank you, Tina Marie. I love that you're saying, you know, you're giving, but you're receiving back, and that you're dreaming again. And
Yes.
that's what this is all about. It gives us the opportunity to dream again. So thank you so much for sharing your testimonial with us. So, and we are looking forward to watching you succeed and go from strength to strength and live a beautiful, abundant life in every area. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, Ange, I got to meet Tina, you know, in Cape Town. And when she told me her story, I mean, I was blown away. You know, it reminds me that, you know, when you go through a setback, okay, I want to say this to you. When you go through a setback, it's very natural. It's natural for each and every one of us to take a step back. But God has already prepared your comeback. And that's where you are now, Tina. You're in a place, a safe place, a place where we all going to stand together and we all going to increase. And it's such an honor to know you. It's such an honor to know that there are things that us as presenters may say, just one word that may, you know, light a fire within you. So God bless you, my sister, and thank you so much for your testimonial.
Yay.
Thank you. Thanks, Reed.
Thank you for being with us. So we know that we've got 2 minutes to 8, and we've got some important stuff quickly that Cans and Chris need to share with us. So if you are an inviter here tonight, and you are welcome to hop off at this point. And if you are, well, the rest of the community get to have a quick little, hear a word or two from Cans and Chris. Yeah. No cats out of the bags, of course. No cats out of any bags.
No cats, no lions.
I didn't get memo.
The pigeons.
Chris?
Yes. I've had a long night. I've just got back to Joburg.
Is this another case of having me to call Reagan, Angela, Melissa, and everyone in as witness?
Can I have a witness?
we just wanted to touch on, you know, Reagan and Angela spoke a lot about 2 people and doing your thing, and how, you know, in order to move successfully and fast through the boards, it requires people to move that machine. And if you don't work hard at it, and you only ever really have to work hard at it for maximum 3 to 6 months if you really, really put in the efforts. And we've proven this in the precursor program, so we know what we're talking about. The magic lies in who joins you. It's very plain and simple. It doesn't matter who you join under. It really doesn't matter where you are. So I'm just here to say that when the switch was flipped with Gift of Legacy, I got positions, and those are the positions that I am nurturing and that I'm taking care of. And that is what I encourage all of you to do. If your board is moving slow, yes, we can blame the migrators. Of course we can, because we're humans and it's easy to find blame rather than to look within, you know? But let me tell you something. If we had to delete all of the problem children that are part of the migrators issue and new people had to join, do you honestly think for one moment that you're not going to encounter the very same issues? Somebody hasn't been trained properly. They just said yes because they wanted to, and they didn't really understand what they were saying yes to. And now they're getting intimidated because they're getting calls and they don't know how to deal with them. These problems are going to exist. And I'm always talking about a new paradigm and the change that we're going to get resistance to. This is all part of that process. It's part of the human experience. It's part of the people puzzle that you get on the bronze board. So it teaches you how to communicate. It teaches you how to dig deep and really have faith and not give up and constantly go check in with what your why is. because what's keeping us going. That's what kept us going for the last 8 months. We had to constantly revisit our why. So if you think that the grass is shinier where somebody else's boards are moving fast, the only person that you're benefiting by moving over or creating another position is the person that you've come underneath. You're only going to benefit yourself with the people that you bring in underneath you. So I would just like to say that my name has been used a few times with a few different shiny teams that have been created. And I support people that are creating teams. Don't get me wrong. We can all do this in the best way possible. Somebody asked me about creating a waiting list and why don't we do that? And I said, because it's amazing when you have the waiting list. And then when you use it, believe you me, it goes so quickly that the speed in which that waiting list has been used and added to the boards really dies down quickly, because that list runs out of people. And then the momentum that was created dies down. And then people's dreams and hopes also die down, because now it's not as quick as what they thought. So a waiting list will work for some people, but it's going to dry out. So really just doing it slowly, methodically, inviting the right people, and focusing on you and your journey. And abundance consciousness has not been on this planet probably ever, or for a very long time. So by you choosing this journey, you picking up a sword and you're going into battle with the old ways. So just remember that every time you encounter disillusion, that we are fighting for something that is so good, and we've experienced it and we know it, but how badly do you want it? How badly do you want it? We're saying for 3 to 6 months. That's the only effort that you need to put in. And like Reagan said, if you just speak to one person a day, I mean, if you're employed in a job, you've got to deal with people. You've got to deal with people. You've got objections that you need to meet, whether it's working in the restaurant industry, whether it's working in a shop selling clothes, whether it's calling people. You've got objectives that you need to meet. We're saying one person a day, 2 a bonus. If you could just speak to 2 people a day, that's all you have to do, and be engaged with the beautiful community that we are once a day, every day, 5 days a week. It's as simple as that. So I just want you to know that I am here supporting Gift of Legacy as I got my position, and I don't belong to any team. So if my name has been used to try and coerce you into joining something that you already are in, it's nothing to do with me. I'm here looking after my positions because I'm building my legacy, and that's why we're all here. So that's just me.
Yeah.
Okay, and that part where I said last night on the call, work where you're at. Stop worrying about everybody else on the board. Stop worrying about left, right, up, down, sideways. Just work from where you're at. Build your lineage from where you're at, because we came across without a lineage, all of us. And this is where we're starting to build the lineages. And this is where the cross-pollination is kicking in right now as we talk. So yeah, build from where you're at. That's my word of advice.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can go, Ange, my superstar. Please go.
I was just going to say, and keep in mind that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. So, you know, when we see on the chat group, people say, my board is stuck, I've been here for 2 days. No, because those of you who have been in gifting, you know, communities, or certainly in the precursor, know that that's not the case. There is no stuck. There is ebb and flow. There is a time for action and a time for rest. You can't have the one without the other. Yin and yang, ebb and flow. So when it's flowing, enjoy the flow. When it's resting, use the time to rest. We are not a get-rich-quick scheme. Gift of Legacy is complete as it is. You don't need to try new ways. What we've got is what it is. Bring $100, invite a minimum of 2 people, and work together as a community, and you will succeed. Reeks?
Yeah, so remember, just like Ange says, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it's a get-rich possible. Why do I say it's a get-rich possible? You will never be rewarded for the work you did not do. So if you're going to sit on a board and you're not going to work that board. It only works if you work it. Now, I'm not part of any teams anywhere in Gift of Legacy. I'm part of one team, and that team is Team Gift of Legacy. I will work every single day to make sure that Gift of Legacy for each and every one of us is successful. You know, when I think of Gift of Legacy, we spent some time in Cape Town, and I can picture someone about to fall off a mountaintop, and I'm there to grab them. You know, I'm there to let my hand out and say, hey, listen, there's help. That is how I see each and every one of you on this call, and how I see the 20-something thousand participants we have in Gift of Legacy. So if we work together, there's power in together. You'll heard many people say teamwork makes the dream work and stuff like that. But if we work together, guaranteed success, guaranteed success. So we will always do whatever it takes. Remember, whatever it takes so that Gift of Legacy can succeed. So, here you go, my love.
Yes.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Wow. I just want to make a little comment and just say that I just want to ask everybody in the community to be patient. We're finding that there's a lot of new people that have never heard of gifting communities before. Myself, Reagan, Chris, Angela, Cans, we were one of them a year ago. So just be patient with the new people on your board, especially when they invited into Gift of Legacy and they know nothing about it. And the inviter who's invited them has almost abandoned them. Just show them some love, educate them, just hold their hand, because we as the presenters, we're always saying that nobody gets left behind. So, you know, as a community, let's practice what we preach and not leave anybody behind. Hold their hand, educate them, you know, explain to them how this beautiful gifting economy works, you know, and, you know, guide them to the correct groups and just guide them and hold their hand until they are able to journey on their own. We always say nobody gets left behind. So I just want to encourage everybody in the community to please just be mindful of everybody on your board, you know, how you speak to them, the different language barriers, you know, you don't know how new they are, just please be mindful.
Yeah. And the team that you have is that bronze board that you have. That is your team. You know, just work together, and I guarantee you that board will move. If you are saying, oh, my board is stuck, just put some effort, work together, and remember, it's Team Gift of Legacy. We are all together on this journey. So let's lock arms and work together.
And just on that, Reegs, you know, if you're on a stuck board and you feel like it's going a bit slow, all you need is 2 people on that board that are willing to go for it. 2, because then all you need to do is each bring 4. And if you are hungry enough and your why is strong enough, you'll be able to do it. And you can motivate each other. Just 2 out of the 7 people that you really depend on. Just 2.
Yeah. So you know, remember, we love to say it. We love to say it. Breakthrough is a door that can only be opened from the inside. Focus on the inside. Focus on the inside. You'll see what's going to happen. Focus on there, you know. Look for things that inspire. You know, Tim loves to say it. You've heard Tim say it, your value system. You see, my value system is helping people. You don't have to ask me twice. You don't have to ask me twice, oh, speak to this person, they need some type of inspiration. That's our value system in Gift of Legacy. So let's go out there and do that.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for being with us tonight. Reegs, I was just thinking, I think we need to make a book of your sayings or a rap song or something.
Let's go with the rap song.
We're going to have all of these sayings. This is why you're an author, you know, you've got these catch lines. I love it. I love it. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you for being with us for an extra 10 minutes. But I think that there was some stuff that, you know, it's always a great opportunity for us to also hear from Candace and Chris, and, you know, they are part of our core team. And so it's good to hear from the elders and to wrap up our sessions with that. So, buonanotte. Grazie.
Sure.
How many languages have we got?
Masalama.
When we open the chat, let's hear goodbye in your language.
Yeah.
Yes,
Language.
somebody
Yeah.
asked me today how many countries GL is in, and I actually couldn't say because every day I meet somebody new from somewhere else. I was chatting to somebody now from
100.
Peru. Absolutely beautiful.
Over
Amazing.
100.
Wow.
Sure. In
Fantastic.
5 weeks, 5 weeks. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Unbelievable.
All righty.
Good night,
Buonanotte.
guys.
Yeah.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Love you all.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Ciao.
Good
Bye. We enjoyed.
Goodbye, everyone.
Sending you love and blessings, Robbie.
Bye, Chrissy.
Bye.
Hi, Reed. Bye, Melissa.
Hi, Chrissy.
Hi, Angela. I see you. Hi, Candace.
Hi, Melly.